The TVWan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to TVWan News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr.
And I'm Tracy Pa. Join me later in the Bulletin for Sports.
In this edition, rural school welcomes new classroom, new Umba health post opens in Menyama, and PNG hunter selection concludes this weekend. Four ministers and their respective secretaries have been put on notice. They have been tasked to immediately come up with an implementable plan to begin mobilizing the country's youth. The government has directed that this plan be drafted and ready for launch end of March 2024, with a submission to Cabinet in the next 3 weeks.
Prime Minister James Marape has tasked the Minister for Community Development, Jason Peter, Minister for Commerce and Industry, Windaki, Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs, Soro Yoe, and the new Minister for Administrative Affairs, Richard Masere, to put together workable strategies that can address the increasing youth bulge in the country. Marape urged the leaders to look at engaging the public service branches in the districts down to the ward level and immediately register all young men and women between the ages of 15 and 40 years old. This would be the first step to implementing the plan, while a cabinet submission will also be made for a national census this year. The Prime Minister met with the ministers, departmental heads and the national statistician on Tuesday to trigger some action in this long-neglected area of youth development. A major concern highlighted in the meeting was the need for an effective mechanism that could create pathways for youth development, directing young men and women into focus areas such as MSMEs, agriculture, and the renewable sector. Strategies being considered include the full engagement of churches into the program to help develop youth character, the establishment of a national youth service, and the creation of pathways into employment and self-employment. Under the recently launched Medium-Term Development 4, the national government has pledged to create 1 million jobs over the next 5 years and hit a 200 billion kina economy also by this time. Salome Vincent, TVWan News.
Several primary schools in the nation's capital confirmed to have received the government's tuition-free fee fund funding, but few schools remain tight-lipped on whether or not funds have hit school accounts in time for resumption of classes this week. Early this month, the government released the first payment of 213.4 million kina in school fees for Term 1.
This news team visited several schools in Port Moresby to see if the government's TFF fees were received by schools. Not many teachers were forward with giving comments. However, several head teachers mentioned off-camera that the TFF funds were received recently. Ted Dero and Boreboa primary schools and several others spread the word to other schools that the TFF funds hit school accounts several days back. St. Therese Catholic Primary School head teacher Patricia Avire stated that the TFF funds were received on the 29th of January 2024 for Term 1.
It's very challenging, especially when it comes to finance. So the government's aid to the schools for the TFF really helps because parents don't pay. As an agency school, agency schools, we ask our parents to pay for the primaries from grade 3s to grade 8s. They pay 7 kina into the board account, and grade from prep to grade 2, they pay 5 kina into the elementary account, and this 5 kina and 7 kina agency fees are for the land tax because this is an agency school. It's run by the Catholic Archdiocese. So we pay land tax to the agency.
Head teacher Mrs. Avire acknowledged the government for sending in the TFF funds earlier than before. She said that now the school can be able to pay for electric bills, water bills, and many other necessities the school needs. According to Mrs. Avire's calculation, the number of children is considered before the government distributes the TFF funds. She said the 297 kina per child times the number of student population in the school will give the amount of funds sent to the school. She added that the TFF funds were below the expected amount calculated, however says they can work with the amount given.
I am looking at the rehabilitation of the buildings because most of these buildings are already old. So I will need more money, but I will have to have counter funding. But for the time being, for the renovations, I think the money is enough to at least help me to at least renovate the windows and the floors that are now, deteriorating. My fence at the back of the school at the back need to be completed, so that's one of my security is paramount. So that's my first project for the term.
In her opinion, she said the TFF funds received before were in March, however have improved over the years. Jasmine Irojak, TVWan News.
St. Therese Catholic Primary School caters for children from surrounding settlements like Wanigela, Hanuabara and villages in the Hirikoyari district. St. Therese Catholic Primary School Principal Patricia Avire shared that she doesn't want the school to rely on the government funds fully, but try to sustain itself with the aim and objective of leaving no child behind. She is encouraging other schools to raise funds and generate money, like running a school canteen. Previously, when the government tuition-free fee funds were received late, the school was able to withstand the bills through the school canteen.
Here at St. Therese, we do our own little fundraisings. We have our school canteen that sustains us. So when there's no fund, the canteen helps, school canteen helps us because we don't have markets outside. So whatever the children buy, the money goes into the canteen and it helps us, especially with water bill and electricity.
On Wednesday, 31st January, the Vu'ula Rivilina Elementary School in Hula Central Province witnessed the official opening of a double classroom. The Swire Education Infrastructure Project implemented by steamships funded the building of the classrooms.
Beaming smiles showed the joy and excitement on the faces of students of Vu'ula Rivilina Elementary School as they sat on new desks inside their brand new double classroom donated by John Swire and Sons Limited through the Swire Philanthropic Fund. John Swire and Sons Limited is a privately held company with a long association with Papua New Guinea through its shipping arm, Swire Shipping, and for the last 50 years as a major shareholder in flag-carrying local conglomerate Steamships Trading Company Limited. The classroom was formally opened and handed over to the school board and the Hula community of Central Province in a ceremony conducted at the school grounds on Wednesday, 31st January 2024. In his speech, Finance Director of Steamships Michael Scanterbury shared that this project was a collaboration between Steamships staff and concerned locals from Hula.
Swire, as many of you will know, is the parent company of Steamships. It is a sixth-generation family-owned business that's 200 years. And one thing that they know is to make a successful company, you need well-educated people. And to make a successful country, you need well-educated people. So their commitment to education is first and foremost. We do have a medium-term, 3-5-year investment program for education that is very much aligned with the national government's education plan that we have heard today. We are 100% committed to education in this country.
In accepting the keys to the new classroom, Kilavigi Ruga, school board representative of the elementary school, thanked Steamships and Swire for recognizing the need within the community.
So thank you today. There's nothing much. We really wanted a classroom because these classrooms here, they were built by late Anderson Vele in early 90s. So when the rain comes, we have problems. Thank you, Michael, and your company, all your staff, for all this. And I want to say also acknowledge the presence of my people.
The total project value is 250,000 kina, which covers a rural double classroom with teachers' office space in between, 30 student desks, 2 teachers' desks, chairs and shelves, blackboards and pinboards, and freight, cottage and building contractor cost. Vula Rivilina Elementary School is the first beneficiary of the Swire Education Infrastructure Program, fully funded by Swire and implemented by steamships. Mary Silla Kelleton, TVWan News.
Over 4 million kina is estimated for the 2024 Central Provincial Budget. Governor Rufina Peter says this budget is a testament to their unwavering commitment to inclusive development.
Central Province Governor Rufina Peter, in presenting the 2024 budget to the Provincial Assembly on Tuesday, 30 January, acknowledged that certain sectors of the Central Province society faces unique challenges, and it is therefore their responsibility to address them. Funds in the budget have been allocated towards social welfare programs, focusing on supporting vulnerable communities, empowering women, and providing educational and health services.
We are committed to fostering a greener, cleaner and greener environment. Climate change poses a grave threat to our province, and it is our responsibility to protect it for our future generations. In this budget, we have set aside funds to promote renewable energy and encourage environmentally sustainable practices and support initiatives to preserve our natural resources.
The provincial budget is divided into 5 main parts: the national government grants to the province, the province's internal revenue, the national government grants to the LLGs, national government development grants, and other development grants and funds.
The total revenue estimate for the 2024 Central Provincial Budget is approximately 404 million kina. The national government grants to provincial and local level governments and the national government's development grants, PIPs, account for 70% of the total revenue, and another 17% from other development grants, including PSGs, provincial support grants, DSGs, the development levy from the PNG LNG, to bring it already up to 87% of total revenue. Our internal revenue only accounts for 12% of total revenue.
Governor Peters says the situation presents a challenge for the provincial government to set targets and provide incentives for sector raised in revenue to improve revenue collection and to increase internal revenue. Governor Peter presented the budget with confidence and optimism for this year and encouraged all those present to create a brighter future for Central Province. Mary Silla Kelleton, TVWan News.
During the draft Medang budget presentation, Governor Ramsey Pariwa stressed to sectoral heads how important it is to ensure funds allocated translate to the implementation of services needed by the people. He emphasized to all provincial administration staff and the provincial administrator, Frank Lau, that decision-making rests with the government of the day whilst they play their part as implementers.
Medang's administration staff received an ear-bashing from Governor Ramsey Pariwa during the draft Medang budget presentation on the lack of implementation of the many provincial executive committee decisions. Governor Pariwa reiterated their duties as implementers or compliance officers on the decisions made by the government.
So these are the development aspect, but now we are looking at one administrative aspect of the budget through your respective budget submissions to the April 1 sector, as well as the whole administrative budget, including provincial, district 1 sectors.
The governor said he did not want to see any management issues hindering service delivery to the people this year onward.
I will look at detailed claims. I will inspect your projects or service you provided to. So we are going to be tough with the budget now. Money blood people, madam. They send me here to get it. I will use every effort. Let me make sure that this money is well accounted for.
He added that the deterioration of the country's status is because implementers are simply not doing their jobs, and that taints a bad name for leaders who have made appropriate decisions.
Let's make a money plan for the people of Madang to reflect the aspirations of Allah. Plenty time we look in budget, it's a plenty whole. Plenty recurrent money, budget, 7 recurrent budget, give me. Using my blowing my this club, you know, like this club. Give me look at my availability of the money. People will suffer or cry stuff. Yeah? They cried for the last 5 years. Or cry stuff. How best are we helping on? Are we going to do the merry-go-around talk? The management of doing the same thing all over again without any result. That has been ongoing for a very long time.
Meantime, in Madang's draft budget, projects and programs captured to commence include Small Craft Inspectorate at 100,000 kina, the Sagalau Abattoir at 1.2 million kina, the new police mobile barracks at 10 million, and the Gaubin Off-Grid Renewable Energy Project at 1.7 million kina. After deliberations and altercations, the budget is expected to be finalized and passed this Friday by the PEC. Salome Vincent, TVWan News.
Treasury has approved the Manus provincial government budget of more than 180 million kina on Wednesday, January 31st. The budget was presented to Prime Minister James Marape. Other provincial budgets that were approved include Enga, New Ireland, and the Autonomous Region of Bougainville.
Benjamin recently presented a money plan of over 180 million kina to Prime Minister James Marape to comply with Section 105A of the Organic Law on Provincial and Local Level Government. The budget included that of the Manus District Development Authority and budgets for the 12 local level governments. Governor Benjamin thanked the national government for the 2024 budget allocation of Service Improvement Program grants and functional grants to his province, including infrastructure funding under the Connect PNG program for the Manus Highway. 40% of the budget is earmarked for the development of infrastructure and related programs for economic growth of the island province. Key expenditure sees infrastructure takes the largest cut of 54.4 million kina, followed by personal emolument and administration at just over 52 million kina. Education takes the third largest cut of 35.2 million kina, then economic programs and health with just 3% of the budget. For 2024 PSIP plan, education takes the largest slice of 3 million kina at 30%. Economic programs next at 2.7 million kina, infrastructure at 2 million kina, and administration at 1 million kina. For 2024 DSIP plan, education again gets the largest with 6 million kina, while 1 million kina each goes to administration, health, law and order, and church projects. For the 2024 Special Support Grant, economic programs get 4 million kina cut, followed by education and transport at 2 million kina each, and infrastructure and law and order take 1 million kina each. Manus is emphasizing on development of its revenue sources and the creation of a special economic zone as the main strategy for generating more revenue between now and 2030. Prime Minister Marape acknowledged the Manus provincial government for being among the first provinces to present their budget. The PM affirmed the government's commitment to assist fund shared responsibilities such as infrastructure, the Manus Provincial Hospital, and technical colleges. Susan Oriape, TVWan News.
CBC addresses events of January 10 and new Umba Health Post opened in Menyama. These stories and more when we come back.
Want more data for less? Get it now with Digicel's revamped Red Club. Enjoy data bundles from as low as 1 kilo per gigabyte. Plus rollover data, the widest coverage, fastest speeds, and best reliability. Only with Red Club. Join Digicel's exclusive Red Club today and get loads more data for less. Yes! Data bundles from as low as 1 kilo per gigabyte. Whoa! Join today for as low as 10 kilo weekly to access discounted data bundles and get more data for less. Dial *675# or visit the My Digicel app today. The Red Club, only with Digicel.
I am 7 years old. No, soon we're going to be 8.
The Busbys are back.
Everybody's growing up. Quints are getting older.
Oh my goodness.
Blake's getting older.
Tell mommy to relax.
Relax.
Still chaotic. But how often do things go perfectly?
Not often.
Outdaughtered starts Thursday, February 15 on TLC.
A new generation of ninjas is up for the challenge of their lives.
They're here.
For the first time, the stars of Ninja Junior are graduating to the big show.
I'm just ready to show them what I got.
Incredible skills.
Come on!
Impossible feats.
American Ninja Warrior this year is going to be wild.
American Ninja Warrior. New season, Mondays to Fridays at 7:55. Only on AXN.
My wife and my kids, they're going to thank me for this. I'm looking for the garden.
Coming here, I'm starting to remember who I am.
Free of worries, free of paying bills. You're free to do whatever you want.
I'm going to this garden. I don't know what to expect.
I'm going there because I hope that I find a new experience.
Are people ready?
Burning.
Oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into?
New The Garden Communal Cult, Sundays 9:30 on Discovery.
We all know what one motivated radical can do. So let's cowboy up, get it done, and get home to our families.
You don't understand what you're doing. I'm trying to save lives. This is only about money.
He's gonna come after you with everything he's got.
I'm going home. The Contractor premieres Saturday 9 p.m. on Warner TV.
I want to get to the bottom of it. I said it before. This year, I mean it, okay?
They thought they'd seen it all.
Okay, let's roll.
But now, the Fellowship will uncover something they've never seen before.
16 meters.
It would be the first time ever,
31 meters.
that we take a picture of a structure underground.
Stop. Marty needs to see this footage.
The Curse of Oak Island. Only on the History Channel.
Welcome back. Garahu residents rushed in numbers at around 4 this morning to loot the Brian Bell warehouse again. Most of the items retrieved by police during the state of emergency were taken again. Residents living in the vicinity alleged that while a few police personnel took some of the items before civilians did, others chased the crowd away. While police are yet to release any information on this unforeseen circumstance, they are currently monitoring the area. Catholic bishops today at a press conference raised their concerns regarding the January 10th rampage that transpired within the city as well as other centers within the country. Sir John Cardinal Ribat and Catholic Bishop Conference President Otto Separi discussed the possible triggers of Black Wednesday, its consequences, the impact on the economy, and the holistic approach to such tragedy.
The conference held at the Catholic Bishop Conference head office today was purposely to raise concerns and provide an overview of the main triggers and holistic perspective towards Black Wednesday. Most Reverend and President of CBC, Otto Separi, was vocal on the issue, emphasizing the importance of morally accepted behaviors that have to be portrayed by individuals to avoid such from transpiring again.
I would say there are more to be done in forming a moral conscience of our people. That I would say, because nowadays, maybe I'm sad to say that the wrong also becomes right. The wrong do we do, it's okay, I'm all right. You know, how wrong do I'm all right. You know, we say all these things, huh? It's a question of forming our moral conscience. Have we, the church, done enough? Or if we have done enough, how are the people receiving that when it comes to, it's an issue of what we call temptation.
Archbishop of Port Moresby, Sir John Cardinal Ribat, condemned the actions of the looters on January 10th, but provided a broader view on who was responsible for the riot. His emphasis on the ever-problematic economy the country faces, unlawful acts should not prevail at all levels, but the unity to fight the corruption must conquer. The Catholic Church is playing a vital role in evangelizing and help reduce such unlawful activities.
We have to start also with ourselves, the church. And I believe the churches have programs also. We have our dioceses, we have our program, pastoral program, renewal program, and that is going on. And we have to really do something also. While we are voicing our concern to the government, then we are also, as I've said, we are also to start doing something for ourselves. So this is what we will be able to do. Now, just for Archdiocese of Port Moresby, this year our renewal program is about the Word of God.
NBC's Director for Radio Programs, Peter Sindra, in his comment in regards to the issue was based on taking responsibility and blaming each other for the chaos caused will not get PNG anywhere.
I think it starts from each and every one of us. In our workplace, who we are. You start our place, you Papa Mama, you Sumati, public servants, you Pater, you Bishop, how can we visit our country properly, you know, somebody else. You said, who will come and do it? Who will come and make those changes? They are the people who make the laws. They have to ask themselves too, is this law prepared from common?
The conference was attended by the Catholic community, respective bishops, and the staff of the Catholic Bishop Conference. Roland Dennis, TVWan News.
The New Ireland government, represented by Chairlady Ms. Bill Nelson, extended congratulations to Reverend Ellison Tammy, the newly appointed 4th Bishop of the United Church New Ireland region, succeeding Bishop Stanley Lavoie. The induction ceremony, officiated by United Church moderator-elect Reverend Garokilagi, took place at Kimadan United Church on Wednesday. The government pledged 7,500 kina towards the event, emphasizing the importance of partnership between the church and the state for societal progress. United Church expressed gratitude for the continuous support from the New Ireland government under the leadership of regional member Sir Julius Chan. 5 police chaplains were commissioned today. The ceremony took place at the police headquarters in Port Moresby. Each takes office with the objective of driving positive change in the police force.
The 5 police chaplains commissioned today were Chief Inspector Father Michael Lau, NCD Central Chaplain, Chief Inspector Father Joseph Labigi, Islands Chaplain, Chief Inspector Reverend William Pock, Coastal Chaplain, and Chief Inspector Reverend David Yawi, Highlands Chaplain, and Chief Inspector Father George Baruka, Bougainville Police Service Chaplain. They cited an oath of office and to perform their duties at the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary headquarters in Port Moresby today. Their objective is bringing effective change to the police force. In his congratulatory message, Deputy Commissioner of Police Donald Yamasombi said the spiritual welfare of the police force is an important aspect that needs serious attention due to the current situation the police force is facing.
Spiritual well-being of one person, like I said earlier, is very, very important. And you have now taken on board that very task.
Yamasumi said the first task of the chaplains is to visit with families of police personnel currently housed at designated police barracks because police officers are faced with issues that usually start in their homes and escalates into the work environment.
To be proactive in your duties. By being proactive, I mean, apart from running the ministry in terms of the church service that you'll be having or the fellowships that you may be engaging, go out and visit the families.
The Deputy Commissioner of Police urged the chaplains to specifically look into discipline so that administration can focus more on other areas.
I urge us all to work together, and if you can help in that area, the management and the executive can look at the other functionalities of this organization. We can all make it work for the good of our country and our people.
Tracy Pa, TVWan News.
It was an emotional event at Umba in Morobe's Menyama district when their new community health post was opened. Umba women openly wept when representatives from the Morobe Provincial Health Authority and Australia's Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade handed over the 5.1 million kina facility.
The new fully equipped 5.1 million kina Umba Community Health Post was opened on Tuesday, the 30th of January in Morobe's Menyama district. Menyama has always been referred to as the back page of Morobe. It would take over 8 hours to reach it due to the deteriorated state of the road from Bulolo and the eroded landslip-prone mountains of Watut and Menyama. In emergencies, when medical attention is needed immediately, pregnant mothers in Menyama lose their lives and their babies because there is no ambulance to rush them to the nearest health facility, which could be at Menyama Station or Aseki. The new facility, located at Ward 3 of the Kome Rural LLG, is a partnership between the Morobe Provincial Health Authority, the Asian Development Bank, and Australia's Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade. Project manager Rob Akers described it as the most remote and difficult project that the ADB has ever delivered in PNG. The project commenced in 2014, stalled, and eventually delivered in 2024.
The Health Services Sector Development Project has delivered quite a number of health facilities in Morobe Province. We started with a community health post at Mumang, at Watut, at Yamaya, at Garasa, and now this one. We have managed to complete 2 urban clinics in Lae at West Taraka and Tent City. We've provided work at the Markham District Hospital in Mutsing and at the Balolo District Hospital, obviously in Balolo. So the project has had an impact in this province, and as your chairman of the board said, the aim of those projects is to assist ANGAO to manage the workload of the Morobe province. The Morobe province is the biggest province in the country by a very long way. You have 10 districts, you have more than 1 million people, and that is a very big job for the Provincial Health Authority, for Dr. Binger and his team, and I wish them all well in delivering services to such a dispersed and isolated community.
The momentous Umba occasion was attended by the Minister for Health, Dr. Lino Tom, Menyama MP, Solen Loifa, and for the first time, the female board members of the Morobe Provincial Health Authority. Camila Guare, TVWan News, Lae.
While the visiting delegates to Umba in Menyama district had the opportunity to appreciate the untouched beauty of Morobe's mountains, they were also reminded of how far the isolated Kome Rural LLG is from services. The health counsellor of the Australian High Commission, Dr. Lara Andrews, outlined this during the opening of the long-awaited 5.1 million kina Umba Community Health Post on Tuesday, the 30th of January. Normally, it takes the people of Umba 2 days to walk to the Menyama Health Centre to access medical help. Most times they lose their loved ones along the way and have to turn back home.
Now, you will not need to walk long distances or travel on bumpy roads to get the services that you need. But hopefully, mamas, now, you're not going to go on the road down to Lake. You're going to come to this center right here, because this center, when they designed this center, they talked to men and they talked to women and they asked women what do they need. And so inside is a special room for mamas to go and have their babies with their guardians. It's separate, it's safe, and now we'll have lots of pickaninnies coming in who are well, and their mums will be well, and you will going back into your communities, go back home to your families, safe with your new babies.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2671 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2596 US, $0.3927 Australian dollars, €0.2325 euro, and 37.38 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher except crude oil and palm oil closed the day lower. Copper closed unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed higher. TVWan News continues after the break with regional news. Stay with us.
Hey, do you know that Cell Money gives you twice the Digicel credits you recharge when you top up your phone with Cell Money?
Yes, I have the good news. So now I put 3 kina in my phone. I receive 6 kina credit.
Well, that's why now I like to top up 5 kina, because I receive 10 kina. And then I use my credits to call, send text, or get data.
Let's go to a Digicel store Cell Money agent today. Deposit money in your Cell Money wallet to top up and receive the double credit.
Dial *888# to do it all with Cell Money.
Cell Money, do it all with Cell Money.
St. John Ambulance, how can we help you?
Calls like these are a part of our day-to-day routine at St. John Ambulance.
Space, this is Alpha 130. We cannot locate the patient or the house.
Our crew is unable to locate you. Ma'am, I would like to send you a text which has a link that can help us find you.
Introducing the GoodSim application. When you click on the link, you give us permission to log into your location and get to you in time.
Confirmed of space. Alpha 130 has arrived on scene.
I'm so excited to have you be my wife.
It's the day before I'm getting married. My first wedding with Cody, it was very, very private. I'm just really excited for the big wedding.
This is my sister wife, Janelle.
This is a fairy tale. I'm so excited to be part of this with you.
It feels like something that was kind of wrong has now been fixed.
David loves me, and I've never been loved like this before.
Sister Wives, Christine and David's wedding starts tonight, 8:30 on TLC.
American Justice is back.
You just think nothing bad could ever happen. She was my world.
The victims.
I had the worst feeling in my gut.
The crimes.
Sends a chill to everyone.
Are all real.
To have a break is just a huge relief.
From detectives who uphold the law.
It was more closure than I've ever had.
To prosecutors who search for justice.
He was convicted and put away. Gotcha.
American Justice.
After a series of tragedies, Buffalo Airways is gearing up for a comeback.
Got your seatbelt on?
Get ready for aviation drama.
My head's gonna explode now.
You proved to me that your accusations are right.
Icy challenges. And thrilling rides.
Not ready, we're going around.
Props are gonna be flying everywhere.
This is not good.
Don't miss the excitement in the skies.
Here we go. Everybody's ready?
Ice Pilots NWT. An all-new season coming soon on Outdoor.
Welcome back. A senior U.S. State Department official emphasized the necessity for Pacific Islands to enhance digital security measures to access U.S.-funded undersea cables, cautioning against data risks from China. The initiative, backed by the United States and Google, aims to connect Guam and Fiji and French Polynesia, extending to various Pacific islands. The official highlighted the exclusion of Chinese-built infrastructure and stressed the importance of robust security protocols to foster long-term trust and attract investments. The federal government says its move to triple the incentive paid to GPs who bulk bill certain patients is paying off. New figures show an extra 360,000 trips to doctors were fully covered by Medicare since funding was boosted in November. But many patients are still struggling to see a doctor.
The government tripled the incentives for GPs who are bulk billing children under 16, pensioners and concession card holders in an attempt to make bulk billing more affordable for doctors. Now, the government says 360,000 extra bulk billed appointments were claimed in the first 2 months alone. That's a 2% increase nationally. We did hear from Health Minister Mark Butler, who says those figures were even higher in areas with previously low rates, particularly disadvantaged and regional areas recording some of the highest rates. We did hear from the President of the Australian Medical Association, Steve Robson. He says while this is having a positive impact, more investment is needed in Medicare overall. Here's what he had to say.
We know that for decades successive governments have neglected Medicare and it really has fallen into disrepair. It's going to take a lot of work, a big commitment, and it's going to take investment to bring Medicare back to where we think it should be, make healthcare accessible and affordable for all Australians. And one of the problems is at the moment general practice has been so neglected. Young doctors don't want to be general practitioners, so we're hoping that these incentives will make that an attractive career path again. We'll have more GPs training and that will ease pressure on the systems and allow Australians to get the care they need.
Now, the Consumers Health Forum says Australians who don't qualify for this scheme are finding it really hard to find a doctor and that the cost is making many miss out. And they also say that while this is having a positive impact in particularly regional areas, they're still not seeing that trickle into metropolitan areas.
Reports coming from Funafuti seem to suggest that a new government is in the making, comprising opposition members from the previous parliament and the newly elected members. Former Executive Director of the Western and Central Pacific Fisheries Commission, Feleti Tio, is emerging as a possible contender for the Prime Minister's position. There are 6 members of Parliament elected for the first time, which includes Tio, a former Governor-General, a former diplomat, and a climate advocate, who are also potential contenders to lead the new government. Both the newly elected members and the former government have secured 6 seats each, while the opposition, led by former Prime Minister Enel Sopoaga, has won 4 seats. 2 men have faced court today charged over Melbourne's tobacco wars following a long-running police investigation into the wave of arson attacks on tobacco shops across the state.
These arrests will significantly disrupt one of the crime syndicates involved in this underworld war over illicit tobacco. The key figure who faced court today is a 25-year-old man from Epping. He's facing arson and extortion charges. Police allege he's involved in a Middle Eastern crime syndicate and has been coordinating these fire attacks in Victoria on behalf of his syndicate's boss overseas. This is him in handcuffs yesterday, being led away by members of Task Force Luna, the unit set up to investigate this turf war. It now has 31 active arson investigations into dozens of fires stretching back more than 18 months. The majority are on tobacco stores, but also include cars, gyms, homes and restaurants, like this one in Docklands in November. Police allege the 25-year-old ordered 2 attacks here and say they have evidence he was behind at least 2 other separate fire bombings ordered from overseas.
There's nothing that would show us that would stop this person from continuing to try and control that market. But certainly what it will do, it will disrupt his particular business for some time.
And to give you context of what Victoria Police are uncovering, just yesterday at a raid at Campbellfield, they seized more than 600 kilos of loose tobacco, also known as chop chop, almost 725,000 cigarettes and more than 1,000 vapes. And at a Thomastown property, they found guns and ammunition. A 48-year-old man from Thomastown is facing multiple firearms charges. He was the second man to face court today, so a step forward by police. But authorities acknowledge these seizures are just a drop in the ocean.
This particular syndicate, it's a worldwide network. It relates to a massive market worth millions and millions of dollars.
Australian Border Force estimates tens of millions of illegal tobacco products are being imported into Victoria each week. There's an appetite in the community for these products, which are sold untaxed at a cheaper price. The profits are funding organised crime syndicates. Police have warned, given how lucrative this black market remains, the syndicates will continue to fight for a slice of it.
Australia considers itself the economic and security guardian of the Pacific region. But increasingly, China has ambitions to further its interests among island nations. This week, Pat Conroy, Australia's Minister for International Development and the Pacific, who is also the Defence Industry Minister, visited East Timor and Nauru. He said in a statement that his trip was to further strengthen our deep and long-standing partnerships with two of our closest partners. Monday, Conroy pledged $23 million to help policing in East Timor, once part of Indonesia before becoming an independent country. The funding will help the nation's police respond to natural disasters and tackle organized criminal gangs. On Wednesday, the minister attended Nauru's 2024 Independence Day celebrations and again praised the deep bilateral relationship. The First Nations Banala people have threatened legal action to stop a $313 million desalination plant being built near Port Lincoln. The traditional owners claim it will damage heritage sites, while the state government says time is running out to solve the region's water woes.
This is the proposed site for a new Port Lincoln desalination plant, but it's an area Bangala elders say is too important to lose.
I just want to say how important this area is to us, historically, culturally. The significance of this place has such great meaning to us.
The desalination plant would service the entire Eyre Peninsula, which is fast running out of water. SA Water has been dealing with the issue since 2007, but it's now an urgent problem, with the current underground water likely to run dry by next year. But the Bangala people say their concerns for their heritage have been ignored.
All I'm saying is talk to us more, because this place, we do not want this desalination plant here.
The Bangala people have a successful history in fighting government, last year winning a federal court case to overturn a decision to put a low-level nuclear waste facility near the Eyre Peninsula town of Kimba. But the Premier insists his government is prepared to listen.
I'm not aware of any accusation from Bangala towards me not being willing, as a Premier or other senior leaders within the political arm of government, not being willing to engage with the Bangala people.
The Bangala are not the only opponents to the plant's location, with the project attracting public protests and rallies. The aquaculture industry has been at the forefront, saying a desal plant spells disaster for mussel and finfish farms and could impact 200 jobs.
This is an industrial site. It's going to discharge hypersaline water and chemicals into the bay. It's a low, shallow bay with very poor water exchange, and is not the site for a desal plant.
The aquaculture industry says it would consider joining the Bangala people's legal action.
This is TVWan News. After the break, stories making headlines in sports with Tracy. Okay.
Great news! The Digicel TV app now has radio. That's right, your favorite radio stations are on the Digicel TV app, providing you with even more entertainment, plus free streaming of all your favorite radio stations. And you don't need headphones to listen. The Digicel TV app gives you the ultimate entertainment experience on the go, with more drama, more sports, more exciting movies, and now more radio to stream your favorite programs from wherever you are in PNG for free. So what are you waiting for? Download the Digicel TV app today for the ultimate entertainment experience.
You're telling me that the moon was effectively the biggest cover-up in human history?
Biggest, probably.
What the hell is that?
We have to think about letting all of these people here get to safety.
These people here won't have a planet unless we figure something out.
Moonfall premieres Monday 9 p.m. on Warner TV.
They were shot multiple times. This was an execution.
Every bit of investigation, we were just hitting a brick wall.
After 10 years, I don't know where my child is.
It was just accepted that my mom's murder wasn't going to be solved.
The best thing was looking at everything again.
There had to be something we missed.
A fingernail.
This could be our killer.
Oh my goodness, we got you.
Yes, finally.
I want to get to the bottom of it. I said it before. This year, I mean it, okay?
They thought they'd seen it all.
Okay, let's roll.
But now, the Fellowship will uncover something they've never seen before.
16 meters.
It would be the first time ever
31 meters.
that we take a picture of a structure underground.
Stop. Marty needs to see this footage.
The Curse of Oak Island. Only on the History Channel.
They've done long-distance love.
They can't wait to see you. My girlfriend is this goddess.
It's time for love up close.
I'm going to meet a person I've only spoken to on an app.
So excited! Close to perfect.
Why do you sleep with your socks on? That chemistry that I was feeling, it's real.
Or too close for comfort.
If there is a prenup, I'm not gonna marry you.
90 Day Fiancé, Before the 90 Days. Sundays 8:30 on TLC.
This locals only race, I think, is a great idea.
What do you do for a living? I'm a general contractor.
I'm welder by trade.
I joined the Air Force. I built bombs for a living.
I'm really excited to be out here racing with my daughter. Some people do cheerlead. We drag race.
I really want to race a 405, guys. Best of the best are right here.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Here we go!
Street Outlaws Locals Only. Tonight, 6:30 on Turbo.
Welcome back. Marabe and Capital Rugby unions have expressed their concerns about the proposed intercity rugby concept by the PNG Rugby Union. They call on the PNG Rugby Union to have a proper plan in place before running the competition.
Early in January 2024, the PNG Rugby Union, through President Paul Siwi, proposed that the code would have its intercity rugby competition in the country running once it secured the sponsorship when handing the proposal to Prime Minister James Marape. The idea behind this initiative is to create a competition where players would get paid, like rugby league, because at present, no rugby player is being paid. PNG Rugby Union is on the belief to create employment for its players. However, Morobe and Capital Rugby unions have expressed that although they like the idea, they are taking a conservative approach to this. They believe that the PNG RU is taking this ambitious plan too soon without proper planning and alignment. The two rugby unions believe that PNG RU should be prioritizing grassroots level competitions in the country, such as the National Provincial Championship and Super 4 Regional Tournament as the traditional pathways to deliver a successful intercity competition. They added that a pro competition would come in time, but first, Both PNG Rugby Union and established rugby union competitions in the country need to build a solid foundation to work from. Despite these concerns, the PNG Rugby Union is determined to get the intercity competition going. The competition shall proceed once the sponsorship and the clubs are good to go. Rex Litter, TV1 Sports.
Another promising mixed Western Highlands and Simbu talent, Waya Koi is raising eyebrows since he was scouted into PNG Anta's pre-season training program during the off-season. Since making his transition from rugby union to rugby league in 2020, young Koi has already played at the semi-professional level with Muruks and Vipers before joining up with the Gurias last season 2023. Koi's move to rugby league was inspired by his childhood idols Glenn Nami and Nigel Ukalai from the La'anis days.
The robust 20-year-old Koi, who resembles a typical Western Highlands rugby league prop, is athletic, who is raw and has yet to unleash his full potential, given he's only played 3 seasons at the Diesel ExxonMobil Cup after coming across from rugby union in 2020 at 17 years of age. Koi said since joining the Hunters camp, he's embraced and enjoyed pre-season workouts 100%, but to make Block 2 of the program is a testament to his work ethics and where he wants to go.
I've been playing for 3 years now. I was with the Muruks and then came to Vipers and then went to Gurias, and then from Gurias I got called up by Coach Paul. It was very impressive. I was playing with the Gurias, although I didn't have a lot of games. But it was good to get a call from him, and he told me to come up and try out. And I impressed him in the first block, and then he told me to stick around, and I'm here now.
Koi said having former Hunters in Enoch Maki and Waratao Whara Jr. on the block is a boost, as they can share and impart a lot of valuable knowledge and experience about the game, especially playing both at the Q Cup and the national level Kumuls.
The training's been good. We've been learning a lot from coach and all the other assistants, especially the experienced players, Enoch and Watts. We've learned a lot for the last 9 weeks. It's been a good learning experience for all of us, I think. Most of them are very helpful, especially Enoch. I'm still trying to get him to teach me how he does his hit and spin, especially in front of the try lines. But yeah, it's been a learning experience, and especially the senior ones, they've been very helpful to us, the young boys coming in.
He said when growing up, he used to idolize former Goroka Lahanis legends Glenn Nami and Nigel Hukula, who inspired him to take up rugby league. Making the Hunter squad is one thing, but to make the final cut is Koi's ultimate goal at the minute.
My target is to break through to the first 17 team, and at least get my number, Hunter's number, and play this season with the Hunters.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that's all we have for sports. Over to you, Carol.
Thank you, Tracy. And now the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Southern region, isolated showers and thunderstorms. Port Moresby, cloudy with possible showers and drizzles. Alotau, partly cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorm. Mumase, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Ley, cloudy with possible brief showers and thunderstorms. Wewak, partly cloudy with possible brief showers. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Buka, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kavieng, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. All Highland centers cloudy periods with showers. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, seas rough with patches of very rough with west to northwest winds of 25 to 33 knots, rising to 35 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas slight to moderate, becoming patches rough. Northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots, increasing to 33 knots. Coastal waters forecast. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Vogel and all Milne Bay Islands. Seas 1 to 2 meters, rising to 3 meters along strong wind warning areas. Waters of Finchafen through Vitius Strait to Siasi and Long Islands. seas 1 to 2 meters, rising to 2.5 to 3.5 meters along warning areas. Waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru, to Kiwai Islands, to Kerma, to Yule Island, to Hood Point, to Samurai Islands. Seas 1.5 to 2 meters, rising to 2.5 to 4 meters along strong wind and gale warning areas. And that ends another edition of TVWan News. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TVWan News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.